Hey, it's Maximo and welcome to Tipples and Treats. Today I'll be reviewing the AULTMORE 12-year-old Single Malt Scotch Whisky. Join me. I was recently overseas and I happened to pick up this bottle of AULTMORE 12-year-old Scotch Whisky, duty-free, at Taiwan's international airport. Now, I paid approximately 84 Australian dollars or 1,700 Taiwanese dollars for this particular example. And I've compared the price of this locally, and I can get this locally for 114 Australian dollars, but for a 700ml bottle, or I could buy this in Australia duty-free for 135 Australian dollars. So compared to the prices I can get this both locally and duty-free in Australia, I thought this was a particularly good purchase. I did a video a couple of months ago posing the question, is it still worth buying duty-free in Australia? And on my recent trip overseas, I've confirmed my thesis or thematic that no, it's not worth buying duty-free in Australia for the most part. You've really got to do your research. So if you're interested in that review, it'll be in my in one of my playlists that I'll provide in the description for you. So this is a fairly stylish looking container. It is a 1 litre bottle and it's 46% alcohol. There's a little sticker on there, I'm not sure you can see it, but it says product of Scotland. So I'll open this up and see what there is inside. Oh, it's a fairly plain looking bottle, if I say so myself. Almost looks like a bottle of white vinegar or something. Anyway, looks can be deceiving. So this is AULTMORE of Foggie Moss in Speyside in Scotland. I am particularly fond of Speyside whiskies, and I saw this and I thought, I've got to give this a go. AULTMORE is produced in a distillery that was once known for smugglers and producing illicit stills. The Foggie Moss conceals their source of the water and filters it through grouse, which I have no idea what that is, and heather, purifying it to help AULTMORE make a character-filled Scotch. They use malted barley. There's no hint of peat smoke and ensure a smooth, clean taste. Apparently this is one of the rarest Speyside whiskies, and it's been distilled by hand copper pots since 1897. And it's been sold in limited editions aimed at collectors. So I think I was fortunate to actually find this, but doubly fortunate because I didn't spend a lot of money on it. So I'm going to open this and try it out. Yeah, opening these things are sometimes easier said than done.
A few minutes later.
Oh, goodness.
More moments later.
I shall return with a suitable tool, I think.
Eventually.
With the power of magic, I have a tool that hopefully will open this. Or not, as the case may be. Oh, goodness me. Oh, I think I'm out of practice. This is destined never to be tasted, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Just then.
Oh, finally I've got it. I've broken out into a bit of a sweat doing this. All right, let's pop the cork. Oh, that's a hugely satisfying pop of the cork, if I've got to say so myself. I think all that struggle was worth it in the end. Let's give this a bit of a pour. I haven't made a mess. Good. It's a proper cork, so that's it's a proper cork, so that's always good. With wood on the top, with their label burnt in the wood. All right, so let's give this a try, shall we? Quite a light, fruity nose. The colour is sort of a light tan. The bottle said that it's what did the bottle say? The container said that there's a natural colour and there's no chill filtering. So I think that is desirable. I certainly don't like any added colour to my scotches. This is a 1 litre bottle and it's 46% alcohol by volume, so it's quite up there in the alcohol stakes. Now, where was I? Very smooth, delicate, floral nose. The tasting notes from clearly the distiller said it's born of fog, bog, and brimming wee burns. A verdant nose of dewy moss and delicate flora. Sweet liquid tracking a secluded path gliding through green grass and fresh wild herbs. That has to be written by some marketing people and young marketing people at that, if I was to speculate. Anyway, let's continue. Delightful. That's very, very nice. Initially, it's quite creamy. It's quite mild mid-palate. Reasonably long finish, but it's a sweet, creamy finish with quite a long sort of burn, and I'd put that down to the alcohol content. That's a very, very nice single malt, 12-year-old single malt. Neat, very, very nice indeed, as are most of the Speyside single malts that I've tried. It's certainly keeping in that general tasting thematic, I think. Quite nicely balanced as well. The tasting notes say it's delicate and ethereal. Crisp notes of apples, pears, I'm not sure about that, leading to aromas of ripe, soft fruits and honeysuckle blooms balanced with herbal notes of thyme, chervil and cut flower stems. I can't for the life of me relate to cut flower stems. I don't think I've ever chewed on cut flower stems. The odd flower petal, but certainly not stems. Sweet vanilla nestled on a biscuit base with a lingering finish. This is clearly written by marketing people, but for my own tasting, it's reasonably complex. It's quite smooth. there's a bit of spice. I think it's a very nicely rounded, reasonably delicate, approachable single malt Scotch whisky. And certainly has that lingering finish about it. I'm going to try this with a bit of ice and see what difference that makes. So I'm quite happy with this. It's a litre bottle, so that should last a while. And considering the quality of it, I think it was a pretty good buy. So Taiwan duty free. I'd recommend it. I'll just give this a bit of a swirl around to release, to melt the ice and release some of those soluble oils and see what difference a bit of ice makes. It's cut down the fruitiness of the nose. It's even more delicate in terms of the nose. Cheers. That's really brought the creaminess. It's brought the creaminess to the fore. It's cut down some of that mid palate. I wouldn't say harshness, but it's mellowed everything out. It's the creamy smoothness is still there and maybe accentuated a little bit. It's cut down some of the spice, some of the crispness, and I think some of the lingering burn, and it's a very, very nicely balanced Scotch whisky. I'm one happy I bought this, and I'm quite enjoying it. This is one of the better ones I've had for quite some time, given the pricing point of it. That is superb. It's just so drinkable, so approachable, so enjoyable. There you go, AULTMORE. If you see this around the traps or see this in a duty-free store, I would definitely go out and do yourself a favour and buy a bottle. This has been superb. I've really enjoyed this. And there's plenty there to enjoy in the coming days and weeks. Fantastic. Well, I do hope you've liked this video. If so, please hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notify bell so you'll never miss another forthcoming video. Until my next review, you take care and cheers.